Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another daily Video Devo. Rene here today. I'm on the floor of my living room today because I wanted to talk about globes. This last weekend, I talked about how I am a map head. I love anything to do with maps, and I talked about how I've been reading a book about maps that corrects a common misconception, and that is this. The misconception is that people in the Middle Ages believed that the world was flat and not round, and that in fact, Christopher Columbus was put on trial by church authorities because he taught that the world was round, and the church authorities were enforcing the non-scientific idea that the earth was flat. None of that is true. People in ancient times, they understood the size of the earth, they understood the shape of the earth. The church never taught that the earth was flat. That is entirely a myth that was propagated by a series of book writers in the 1800s who, for their own agenda, their own reasons, wanted to assert that the Christian church was anti-science and it was full of a bunch of flat earthers. But in fact, the church did not teach that the earth was flat. Now, today there is a similar misconception about what you could call the mind map of the church. There's an idea that the church teaches the temple model, and that is that you can only get to God through a sacred place staffed by sacred priests doing their sacred protocols and sacred procedures, and if you don't go through that temple system, then you're not going to be able to connect to God. But while that is a misconception that a lot of people have, including a lot of Christians, in fact, that is not what the Bible teaches at all. Jesus said in Matthew 12:6, as we saw this weekend, I am greater than the temple. One greater than the temple is here. Jesus came to replace the temple system with himself. And there's a great passage in Hebrews chapter 10 where it says that Jesus Christ sets aside the first to establish the second. That is, he sets aside the temple system to establish something brand new. He says, day after day, the priest stands and performs his religious duties. Again and again, he offers the same sacrifices, which can never really take away sins. But this priest, Jesus, offered for all time one sacrifice for sins and then sat down. Therefore, brothers and sisters, we now have confidence to enter the most holy place, the Holy of Holies, by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way opened up for us through the curtain. Isn't that exciting? Now, you and I are freed from that old temple system. Now you and I can go directly into the presence of God because of what Jesus Christ has done for us. Don't let anyone tell you that the church teaches something else. The church never believed in a flat earth, and the church does not teach the temple system. The Bible, our church, teach that Jesus has replaced the temple system with a new and living way himself. You grab onto that, you let that capture your imagination, and you're going to have a great day and a great life.